But in talking to Mike Perry, he says we've talked about the utilization of this for future use for storage. There's enough of a grade here, it's about 60 feet. You're going to need pretty extensive retaining walls, and Mike Perry said last week, just simply, it's not cost effective to do that. So I think we need to go back to John Conrad, get his blessing, to move this down into this more flatter area away from the mail station. But that would be the only change I would see to this.
Do you really have to do that? I mean, I like it the way you got it, frankly. I mean, if you could work this situation out here, so there's not a conflict, you know, maybe go in.
Well, the advantage of less site preparation.
Because that way you're really getting this over that way as far as possible.
What's the conflict with the station, the mail station?
It's proximity to two drives. There's site issues, I guess. It could be. We don't know that.
Why do we have to have two drives? Why
You know, you could combine these.
I don't know if you want to do that. Because you want to be able to lock this guy off. Gated.
Put in front of that.
No, I think they have to be two drives. You need to gate this. You don't want to interfere with traffic flow through there. I think that would be a mistake. I don't see the reason for it. You're going to need 20 feet here. This is probably not 20 feet. This is. But the width here is 20 feet. The roadway is about 18.5, I think. 18.4.
Ray, if we come back again to the future prospect of having a recycling container, you pointed it would have to be more towards the back.
It could be here. I think this might be an area for it. It's just.
Okay, what I was thinking about was John's requirement for screening, because we got to be thinking about that as we do this. And I know that we haven't gone down this road of looking or thinking or what the cost would be, but I would really like to see us maybe focus on trying to get some recycling in there, some real recycling.
I looked at some costs, and they're quite, over a long period of time, be significant for the association. It's not even a break-even situation at all. The only way you offset is by the aluminum cans, about the only thing you offset expenses. The rest of the tipping costs and hauling for plastics and paper all cost you money.
Yeah, because you're still hauling it. You're saving it on the one end, but you're still hauling it. We're still hauling and paying for it.
And frankly, in Frederick County, the recycling facilities are so great.
Yes, they are.
And so convenient to like.
Well, but the problem in theory was if you had it here, would more people do it that don't? Because obviously, if you look at the compactor, there's a lot of people that don't do any recycling at all. I know many of us do recycling
We
at
all
all.
want to encourage them in any way we can.
But I think that's a social thing. I don't think you can change that behavior.
So if you don't move this too much, then if this was a potential parking area, you'd probably come in this way and do that number?
I still think you always want to be able to fence and close this off, and I think you have different use. I think you need a different drive.
Yep.
It's just an entirely different use, just like the mail station. I don't think, but the sight line, as you brought up earlier, is going to be an issue as you get down this hill, because there's some pretty bad blind spots. You put speed bumps up.
I'm just worried we're not going to be able to get in there.
Down
Or
here
what
is-
about the truck? The truck that has to
Well, you
take
could
the
take the
trash
berm
out.
out, if you put it in. But if you accept what Mike says, it's not cost effective because of the drop off. 60 feet.
Well, when we looked 3 years ago, whatever that was, Dave, what was it? Was it hundreds of thousands of dollars to get this thing ready to put brakes in? Hundreds of thousands, $700,000, something like that? Some huge number.
That was a big number.
That's
Yeah.
10 feet from there to
And
there.
obviously it's going down. So what are our chances, you know?
I don't know, it doesn't look that steep to me.
It's a matter of getting the trees cut down and getting it graded.
It would have to be flattened, though. You can't park boats on a slope. You can level to grade, but there's an awful lot of earth to level to balance, the level to balance. And it'll be a lot of site preparation to do that. Otherwise, you'd have to fill, and that would be really costly. Another thing that we're now looking into, last week I learned from John Conrad that he will deed this land to us as a quick deed.
Before we go on with that, let's decide what has to be done with this one. I think we're doing it. So where are you going with this?
I think that if there are cost savings to be realized by moving it, shifting the entire yard and facility down to the flatter area, we should look at that. If not, I would, and if acceptable to John, I would go with what's presented here. John, comment.
And acceptable to the county.
Yeah.
Because you may not get this, the proximity of these two driveways together, you may not get passed by the
The
county.
engineer said that might be an issue, but I wasn't sure. He said that today.
Does it make sense that, especially if we move, if we're able to extend west, correct? Does it make any sense to make the site itself larger so that there's more space around the maintenance building, thinking in the future, or more
There-
vehicles?
This footprint is pretty much what you have now, and there's ample.
For what we
How about
have now,
10 years from
you're
now?
saying, yeah, if we have more.
This
So
is
you
gonna
could,
be
you
the-
could expand out, I mean, there's you have close to 10 acres there.
We're gonna have the whole site.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We can always do it later.
but I think you should plan for I think this is good enough for many years out. And of course, that depends on the level and the amount of development.
Well, and the amount of vehicles you have, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
So all the correlates.
Have you answered on that, all of Bill's comments that he made?
Covered area for
So I've
salt.
got them right here, you don't get them?
No, I got, is this the latest?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Covered areas, let's start from the beginning.
Current compactor won't, okay, you've got the open, you've switched that on, right?
Yeah.
Traffic pattern should be counterclockwise, we've done that, right? And obviously, paver at the island, the reason we're not doing that is because of
Screening.
the screening requirements. A simple rectangle with dumpster on the west edge would suffice. Yeah, but it wouldn't do the screening.
Okay.
Property should be on free and clear, that's not, and should there be a covered area for road salt, so you basically covered.
Okay. So you're gonna try to run with this as it is, and if you discover that A, the county won't approve it, or B, it's much cheaper to move it, then you make some changes. Is that satisfactory with everybody?
Yeah.
Or do you wanna sit here for another half an hour and think about it? Is anybody opposed to that plan?
Building and grounds, as you can see, is a comment, some of the, building and grounds has looked, there's Bill Adams looked at it, and had some comments which they've incorporated, and Bob Fraser also looked at it, which is good. So again, input from different,
Looks good.